In the heart of the bustling city of Cologne, where the Rhine River snaked its way through cobbled streets, stood Albertus Magnus, a beacon of knowledge in the High Middle Ages. His reputation as a scholar had spread far and wide, drawing students from across Europe to the shadow of the great cathedral. It was said he possessed an understanding of the natural world that bordered on the mystical. Albertus's teachings ranged from Aristotle's philosophy to the secrets of botany and the constellations. But it was his whispers of alchemy that truly captivated the curious minds. He spoke of transmutation, of the hidden virtues within metals, and of the elusive philosopher's stone, capable of granting immortality and turning base metals into gold. His nights were spent in solitary study, poring over ancient texts salvaged from forgotten libraries. He sought the wisdom of the ancients, the secrets whispered by Hermes Trismegistus, and the cryptic pronouncements of Arabic alchemists. Each word was carefully weighed, each symbol scrutinized for its hidden meaning. He believed that nature itself was a book, written by God, and that by carefully observing its workings, one could unlock the secrets of creation. The university gardens were his laboratory, each plant a testament to the divine artistry. Hidden away in a small, private laboratory, Albertus pursued his alchemical experiments. Furnaces glowed with a fiery intensity, crucibles bubbled with mysterious concoctions, and the air was thick with the scent of herbs, minerals, and arcane substances. He sought not merely to transmute lead into gold, but to distill the very essence of life itself, the aurum potabile, the potable gold, a substance believed to hold the key to eternal youth and perfect health. His writings, filled with observations and theories, were meticulously recorded. He documented every experiment, every success, and every failure, believing that even in error, there was something to be learned. His alchemical pursuits were not without their critics. Some accused him of dabbling in forbidden knowledge, of seeking to usurp God's power. But Albertus defended his work, arguing that the pursuit of knowledge, even through alchemy, was a sacred duty. He wrestled with the ethical implications of his work, mindful of the potential for misuse. The line between scientific inquiry and hubris was a delicate one, and he prayed for guidance to tread it carefully. He shared his knowledge with his students, guiding them in the principles of natural philosophy and the art of alchemy. He hoped that they would carry on his work, pushing the boundaries of human understanding ever further. He knew that the quest for the philosopher's stone and the aurum potabile was a long and arduous one, fraught with peril and uncertainty. But he remained steadfast in his pursuit, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a deep-seated belief in the power of knowledge to transform the world. For Albertus Magnus, the scholar of Leungen, the pursuit of alchemical knowledge was not merely a scientific endeavor, but a spiritual journey, a quest to unlock the divine secrets hidden within the very fabric of creation, a quest that would consume his remaining years. Within the ancient walls of Oxford, where the scent of old parchment and simmering concoctions filled the air, labored Roger Bacon. His days were consumed by relentless experimentation, driven by the conviction that true knowledge stemmed from observation and demonstrable proof, a philosophy often at odds with the scholastic dogma of the age. Bacon's magnum opus, the Opus Maius, took shape as a plea for a reformed approach to learning. He envisioned a world where mathematics unlocked the secrets of the cosmos, and optics revealed the intricate workings of vision. Yet, the resources needed to fully realize his vision remained frustratingly out of reach. He wrote of flying machines, of burning mirrors capable of setting ships aflame from afar, and of concoctions that could prolong life itself. These were not mere fantasies, but extrapolations based on his understanding of natural principles, possibilities that stirred both excitement and apprehension within him. Convincing the Church of the value of empirical science proved a Herculean task. His demonstrations were often met with suspicion, his ideas branded as novelties or, worse, as veiled threats to established dogma. The whispers of heresy followed him like a shadow. The pursuit of knowledge demanded resources, and resources were scarce. Bacon constantly struggled to secure the necessary funds for his experiments, often resorting to borrowing, begging, and bartering. Each new discovery seemed to require an ever-increasing investment. He immersed himself in the wisdom of past scholars, particularly the Arabic alchemists, whose texts offered tantalizing clues to the secrets of transmutation and the elixir of life. He believed that by building upon their foundations, he could unlock even greater mysteries. Optics held particular fascination for Bacon. He meticulously ground lenses, striving to create instruments that could pierce the veil of the visible world, revealing the hidden wonders of the heavens and the minute intricacies of the earth. His outspoken criticisms of the Church's reliance on tradition and its neglect of scientific inquiry earned him powerful enemies. Accusations of dabbling in forbidden knowledge became increasingly frequent and menacing. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Bacon delved into the obscure corners of alchemical literature, convinced that hidden within the cryptic symbols and veiled language lay the key to unlocking nature's deepest secrets. Despite the challenges he faced, Bacon remained committed to passing on his knowledge to future generations. He took on apprentices, sharing his insights and instilling in them the same passion for empirical investigation. A storm was brewing, not just in the skies above Oxford, but within the Church itself. The winds of change were stirring, and Roger Bacon, with his relentless pursuit of knowledge, found himself caught in the cross-currents of faith and reason. Yet despite the looming threats, Bacon remained steadfast in his conviction. He knew that the pursuit of truth was a long and arduous journey, but one worth undertaking, even if it meant facing the disapproval of the world. Albertus Magnus surveyed the array of minerals before him. "Brother Thomas," he began, his voice resonating with authority, "today we delve into the hidden virtues of the earth, the stones and metals from which alchemical secrets are drawn." Thomas Aquinas listened intently, his gaze fixed on a sample of pyrite. "Master," he inquired, "how do we discern the true nature of these substances? Is it merely by their appearance, or is there a deeper essence hidden within?" Albertus held aloft a chunk of sulfur. "Consider sulfur, brother. It is believed to be one of the primal constituents, a principle of combustibility. Where there is sulfur, there is potential for change, for transformation." Thomas picked up a vial of mercury. And mercury, the other prime matter, its fluidity, its volatility, it seems to defy any fixed state. "Precisely, brother. Sulfur and mercury, in varying degrees of purity and combination, are believed to form all metals. Our task is to understand how to purify and combine them correctly to achieve transmutation." Albertus began to meticulously weigh out sulfur, his movements precise and deliberate. "We shall begin with a simple experiment, the sublimation of sulfur with the addition of a spirit of wine." Thomas, following Albertus' instructions, carefully poured the alcohol into the alchemical apparatus, his hands steady despite the potential dangers involved. The mixture simmered, then began to bubble furiously. A pungent odor filled the air, a sign of the chemical reaction taking place within the retort. Albertus watched with a discerning eye. Increase the heat gradually, brother, but be cautious. Sulfur can be unpredictable. A sudden explosion rocked the laboratory. The retort shattered, scattering its contents in a cloud of smoke and stinging fumes. Thomas coughed, his eyes watering from the smoke. "Forgive my clumsiness, master. I misjudged the heat." Albertus chuckled, shaking his head. "Such is the nature of alchemy, brother Thomas. Failure is often the most instructive path. Clean this mess, and then we shall consider a different approach. The secrets of the minerals are not yielded easily." Within the confines of his Oxford laboratory, Roger Bacon pursued his relentless quest for knowledge. Today, his focus lay on the curious properties of saltpeter, a substance he believed held untold secrets. The air hung thick with the smells of sulfur and charcoal, ingredients soon to join the saltpeter in a fateful experiment. With careful precision, Bacon combined the saltpeter with measured amounts of sulfur and charcoal. He had read of ancient texts hinting at the potent effects of these substances combined, and his own experiments had begun to reveal their potential. He worked methodically, his mind racing with possibilities. A spark, unintended but inevitable, met the mixture. In an instant, the laboratory was filled with a blinding flash and a deafening roar. The force of the explosion sent beakers tumbling and smoke billowing through the room. Bacon staggered back, his ears ringing, his face smudged with soot. The smoke cleared slowly, revealing the aftermath of the unexpected explosion. Debris littered the floor, and the air hung heavy with the acrid smell of sulfur. Yet, amidst the chaos, Bacon felt a surge of exhilaration. He had stumbled upon a force of unimaginable power. Bacon began to meticulously document his discovery, recognizing its potential far beyond mere pyrotechnics. He saw in this gunpowder, as he tentatively called it, the seeds of a revolution in warfare and engineering. He imagined machines capable of launching projectiles with unprecedented force and distance. He looked out at the Oxford skyline, a vision of future technologies unfolding in his mind. He saw self-propelled ships, flying machines, and carriages that moved without horses. The world, he realized, was on the cusp of a transformation unlike any seen before. Yet a shadow of unease crept into Bacon's thoughts. He recognized the potential for his discovery to be used for destruction and domination. He worried that gunpowder, in the wrong hands, could unleash unimaginable suffering upon the world. He reread his notes, grappling with the ethical implications of his work. Was he unleashing a force that would ultimately benefit humanity, or was he opening a Pandora's box of destruction? The weight of this question pressed heavily upon his shoulders. He decided, for the time being, to keep his discovery closely guarded. He locked away his notes, hoping that future generations would possess the wisdom to wield such power responsibly. He knew that knowledge, like fire, could be both a blessing and a curse. He turned his attention back to his other alchemical pursuits, the quest for the elixir of life and the transmutation of metals. But the vision of the future, brought forth by the accidental discovery of gunpowder, remained etched in his mind, a constant reminder of the immense power and the profound responsibility of scientific inquiry. As he stared into the heart of the furnace, Roger Bacon knew that his work had irrevocably altered the course of history. The world would never be the same, and he, the humble friar of Oxford, bore the weight of that knowledge, a burden and a privilege in equal measure. He closed his eyes and offered a silent prayer, a plea for guidance and wisdom in navigating the treacherous currents of scientific discovery. The quest for knowledge, he knew, was a journey fraught with peril, but one that must be undertaken with courage, humility, and an unwavering commitment to the betterment of humanity. The weight of his mentor's alchemical pursuits pressed heavily on Thomas. Each successful distillation, each subtly altered compound, brought him closer to a precipice of moral contemplation, the creation of aurum potabile, the elixir of life. The question haunted him: was it humanity's place to extend life artificially? What of God's divine plan? Albertus watched his student wrestle with the moral quandaries. He knew Thomas's heart was pure, his faith unwavering. Yet, the allure of alchemy, the promise of manipulating the very fabric of life, could easily lead to dangerous theological ground. He approached Thomas slowly, deliberately, hoping to guide him through the maze of ethics. "Master," Thomas began, his voice heavy with uncertainty, "I find myself troubled. We seek to prolong life, to cheat death itself. Is this not a usurpation of God's will? Is mortality not a crucial part of his design?" Albertus responded, his voice a calming balm. "Thomas, consider the physician. He strives to heal the sick, to mend broken bodies. Does he usurp God's will by doing so? No. He acts as an instrument of divine providence, using the gifts God has given him to alleviate suffering." Thomas absorbed Albertus's words, searching for solace. But to extend life indefinitely, to grant what seems like immortality, that surely crosses a line. Would it not disrupt the natural order? What of the soul, destined for eternal life? Would a prolonged earthly existence diminish its yearning for heaven? "These are profound questions, Thomas," Albertus conceded. "And there are no easy answers. We must proceed with caution, always mindful of our responsibilities to God and to humanity. The elixir, if we ever truly discover it, should not be used to escape death, but to improve life, to grant men more time for reflection, for repentance, for the pursuit of virtue." "But what of free will, Master?" Thomas pressed on. "If we could grant men extended lives, might they not become complacent, delaying repentance, presuming upon God's mercy? Would it not create a world of imbalance, where the old cling to life and the young struggle for their place?" "These are valid concerns, Thomas," Albertus admitted. "The elixir, if misused, could indeed lead to moral decay, but knowledge itself is neither good nor evil. It is the application of that knowledge that determines its moral value. We must strive to instill wisdom and virtue in those who might partake of such a gift." A long silence descended upon them, broken only by the scratching of quills from other monks working nearby. Thomas pondered Albertus's words, wrestling with the complex implications of their alchemical pursuits. "Let us proceed with humility, Thomas," Albertus concluded. "Let us seek knowledge not for the sake of power, but for the glory of God and the betterment of mankind. And let us always be guided by faith and reason, hand in hand." With renewed purpose, Thomas returned to his work, the ethical considerations still present, but now tempered with a sense of hope and a deeper understanding of the delicate balance between faith, reason, and the awesome power of alchemy. Albertus quietly retreated, leaving Thomas to his contemplations, knowing that the path to knowledge was fraught with peril, but also filled with the promise of unlocking the secrets of the universe, a journey best undertaken with a clear conscience and a steadfast faith. A package, long awaited, finally arrived at Oxford. Sent from a contact in Spain, it contained a treasure more valuable than gold. A carefully translated copy of the Secretum Secretorum asterisk, attributed to Aristotle, but clearly infused with Arabic alchemical knowledge. Roger Bacon tore into the wrapping with eager hands. Days turned into nights as Roger absorbed the text. He learned of the Jabirian corpus, the intricate theories of sulfur and mercury, and the Islamic alchemist's relentless pursuit of transmutation. The asterisk secretum secretorum hinted at secrets far beyond the simple creation of gold. He meticulously transcribed key passages, cross-referencing them with his own experiments and the works of classical authors. The diagrams and complex formulas filled his chalkboard, a testament to the interconnectedness of alchemy and mathematics. A phrase almost casually mentioned sparked a fire in Roger's mind. The tabula smaragdina asterisk, the emerald tablet. The text spoke of its cryptic wisdom, allegedly inscribed by Hermes Trismegistus himself, holding the keys to all alchemical secrets. The emerald tablet, though only mentioned in passing, consumed him. He searched for any mention of it in other texts, piecing together fragments of information. It was said to be a guide, a recipe for the creation of the philosopher's stone and the elixir of life. The secretum secretorum and the whispers of the emerald tablet reignited his focus on aurum potabile, drinkable gold. Not mere gold, but a potent elixir, capable of healing and prolonging life, potentially even granting immortality. He began experimenting with new distillations and processes, guided by the principles outlined in the Arabic text. He sought to purify gold to its ultimate essence, unlocking its hidden powers. Roger followed a complex recipe involving the dissolution of gold in aqua regia, followed by a series of distillations and filtrations. The asterisk secretum secretorum emphasized the importance of planetary influences, and Roger meticulously timed his experiments according to the astrological charts. One evening, while carefully heating a solution, he observed a subtle but significant change. The liquid shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and a faint, sweet aroma filled the air. He meticulously recorded his observations, noting the exact temperature, the lunar phase, and the color of the precipitate. The resulting asterisk aurum potabile was a pale golden liquid, unlike anything he had created before. He examined a single drop under a magnifying lens, searching for any signs of impurity or imperfection. He knew the risks. Many alchemists had poisoned themselves in their pursuit of the elixir. Yet, the asterisk secretum secretorum and the whispers of the emerald tablet urged him onward. The potential reward, the key to health, longevity, perhaps even immortality, was too tempting to resist. For now, he decided against immediate consumption. Further study was needed, tests to be devised. He carefully sealed the vial, placing it in a locked box, a testament to his ambition and a symbol of the secrets he was determined to unlock. The quest for the elixir, fueled by the secretum secretorum and the elusive emerald tablet, had only just begun. The year is 1347. Whispers of a pestilence, a black death, carried by rats and rumors, begin to seep into Cologne, casting a long shadow over Albertus Magnus's scholarly pursuits. He reads of swollen buboes and agonizing death. Thomas Aquinas, ever the theologian, grapples with the spiritual implications of the rapidly approaching calamity. Is this a divine punishment, or a test of faith? He scribbles his thoughts, searching for solace in scripture and reason. News of the Black Death reaches Oxford. Roger Bacon, dismissive of divine explanations, sees it as a scientific challenge. He redoubles his efforts, convinced that alchemy holds the key to a cure, a panacea to vanquish the plague. Albertus Magnus, ever the pragmatist, attempts to balance faith and action. He addresses the friars, preaching resilience and prayer, but also encouraging them to assist in preparing remedies based on his alchemical knowledge. Bacon throws himself into his work, experimenting with every known substance that might offer a defense against the disease. He distills, filters, and combines, driven by a frantic urgency. Aquinas, burdened by the suffering around him, turns to prayer. He seeks not just a cure, but understanding. What lesson is God trying to teach humanity through this terrible affliction? Albertus Magnus pores over ancient medical texts, seeking any precedent, any forgotten cure that might offer hope against the plague. He seeks a path through knowledge and divine wisdom. Bacon believes he has isolated a promising compound, a mixture of arsenic, herbs, and distilled wine. He cautiously tests it on animals, observing the effects with meticulous care. While Albertus studies and Bacon experiments, Aquinas ministers directly to the sick. He sees firsthand the devastation wrought by the plague, reinforcing his belief in the need for both earthly and divine intervention. Albertus oversees the preparation of remedies based on his accumulated knowledge of herbs and minerals. He directs the friars, hoping to stem the tide of the epidemic within the monastery walls. Bacon meticulously documents his findings, hoping that even if he fails to find a cure, his observations will aid future generations in understanding and combating such diseases. He strives to leave behind a legacy of empirical knowledge. The Black Death tightens its grip. Albertus and Aquinas, standing on the monastery walls, survey the devastation. They know that the quest for the elixir of life has taken on a new urgency, a new meaning in the face of such widespread death. The pursuit of aurum potabile, drinkable gold, consumed Albertus. He believed it held the key to strengthening the body and spirit, a bulwark against the encroaching pestilence. Thomas, ever the cautious theologian, wrestled with the moral dimensions of artificially prolonging life. Was it hubris to interfere with the natural order, even in the face of death? "Brother Thomas," Albertus said, his voice grave, "we have achieved a solution of gold. Whether it holds the elixir of life, only time will tell." Thomas examined the liquid. Its beauty was undeniable, but he questioned its true efficacy. Did it truly hold the power to cheat death, or was it merely a fleeting illusion? In Oxford, Roger Bacon dismissed the simple solution of gold. He sought something more potent, something that would truly conquer disease and decay, delving deeper into forgotten texts, seeking the secrets of the ancients. He experimented tirelessly, combining rare herbs and minerals, driven by the belief that the true elixir lay hidden within the complex interactions of nature's ingredients. Albertus, despite his reservations, began cautiously testing the aurum potabile on those afflicted by illness, hoping to witness a miraculous recovery. The results were inconclusive. Some showed a slight improvement, a temporary boost of vitality, but none experienced a true healing. Thomas sought solace in prayer, questioning whether their efforts were truly aligned with God's will. Roger's experiments yielded equally ambiguous results. Animals subjected to his concoctions showed fleeting signs of rejuvenation, only to succumb to unexpected complications. He was chasing shadows, he realized, but he would not relent. "It seems, Brother Thomas," Albertus conceded, "that the secret to immortality remains elusive. Our aurum potabile offers only a temporary reprieve, not a true solution." Thomas agreed. "Perhaps," he mused, "true immortality lies not in prolonging earthly life but in the eternal soul." Undeterred, Roger Bacon continued his search, driven by an insatiable curiosity and the unwavering belief that the secrets of nature, though hidden, were ultimately within reach. The quest continued, fueled by hope and the enduring human desire to conquer death itself. The air in Albertus's laboratory hung heavy with the scent of herbs and minerals. Years of tireless pursuit had yielded insights, but the complete elixir, the true philosopher's stone, remained frustratingly out of reach. He realized the path to immortality was not a destination, but an endless journey. In Paris, Thomas grappled with the ethical dimensions of their work. The power to extend life was a profound responsibility, one that demanded careful consideration. He penned his thoughts, seeking to reconcile faith and reason, understanding the importance of remaining within divine law. Roger, surrounded by the tools of his trade in Oxford, faced another setback. The creation of the elixir continued to elude him. He realized that scientific truths were revealed slowly and incrementally, that each failure was a lesson in disguise. The Black Death had arrived in Cologne. Fear gripped the city as the pestilence spread. Albertus moved among the afflicted, offering what comfort and knowledge he could, aware that even aurum potabile, if it were perfected, could not conquer death itself. In Paris, Thomas dedicated himself to caring for the sick. He saw the ravages of the plague firsthand and questioned the value of extending life if it only meant prolonging suffering. His faith deepened amidst the crisis. Roger, driven by a sense of urgency, tirelessly sought a remedy against the Black Death. He experimented with various compounds, driven by the desperate hope that his alchemical knowledge could offer some protection. Yet, even his relentless pursuit could not halt the relentless advance of the disease. Albertus traveled to Paris to meet with Thomas. They spoke of their alchemical quests, of the partial understandings they had achieved, and of the enduring mysteries of nature. They both knew that their pursuit was far from over. Roger communicated his insights to Albertus, sharing his latest discoveries and tentative theories. Despite the miles separating them, their shared quest bound them together in a common pursuit of knowledge. Albertus carefully studied Roger's letter, recognizing the brilliance and dedication of his English counterpart. He understood that the advancement of knowledge was a collective endeavor, built upon the contributions of many. Thomas, from the pulpit, offered solace to the afflicted. He spoke of the enduring power of faith and the importance of finding meaning even in the face of profound suffering. His words brought comfort to many, reminding them of the divine presence amidst the darkness. Gazing at the stars, Roger felt a renewed sense of humility. He recognized the vastness of the universe and the limitations of human understanding. The quest for knowledge, he knew, was a never-ending journey. Back in Cologne, Albertus closed his book, a sense of peace settling over him. The Black Death would pass, but the quest for knowledge would endure, passed down through generations of seekers, each adding their light to the understanding of the world.